Let's start with Pandora. A year ago, we were talking about the prospects of the deal because, of course, you hadn't really yet brought it all together. That's not the case any longer. What synergies can you tell our viewers about that you've seen in terms of the two platforms, Sirius and Pandora?
Well, I'll start with first, I'm probably more excited about the strategic rationale for Pandora today than I was. And I was excited, trust me, a year ago, but now I really feel that it's absolutely the right thing for our company. We've owned it about 9 months. The integration's gone well. We've done what I would call both easy but hard things, which is combine the corporate functions and, frankly, exceeded what we thought were the kind of cost synergies we could get there and the speed we could get them. We've been very careful about leaving product development and marketing alone. We now are beginning to integrate those into one team so we have one team focusing, for instance, on both the SiriusXM app and the Pandora app. I expect that to generate real benefit down the road. You know, if you looked at Sirius, for instance, 2 years ago, we probably had, 250 people maybe working on kind of the digital transition. Take that now combined with Pandora, we're at 1,000. And when those roadmaps kind of converge, it'll give us an opportunity to use those 1,000 to do even more powerful things. So I'm really, really pleased with that. Pandora's a great company.
Cost is not easy, but easier sometimes to identify in terms of taking out revenue synergies, harder to come by. I mean, are there any real benefits in terms of either platform benefiting from having the other that will generate higher revenue growth than otherwise would have been the case?
So I definitely believe there will be, and we're continuing to test a lot of things. We have begun just recently moving and testing some Sirius content as part of the Pandora offering, creating windows perhaps when it's available in a paywall and then when it's available free, and we're learning a lot. I do believe it will yield big results. We're big in digital advertising. We're the leader in digital audio advertising with well over $1 billion. I'll tell you why I think that's really important, David. One thing I'm sure of is, I have 2 grandchildren. I'm positive they're going to consume audio. I'm positive of it. One of the great things about what we do is we know people love our product. What I'm not positive of is what the revenue models will be 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And so, in my opinion, you have to get really good at subscription. We are. You have to get really good at digital advertising. We now are. And you have to get really good at cross-promotion between the two. And that's the part we're going to have to work really hard on over the next 18 months.
Podcasting is something we seem to be talking a great deal more about perhaps than we did a year or 2 years ago. I've had a conversation with Daniel Ek at Spotify about it. They're spending big on it.
Yep.
You guys also. I mean, Sirius, obviously, you have the shows. You have the personalities already in terms of Howard Stern and so many others. But does podcasting become a more important part of the value proposition at Pandora as well?
Yes, without question. I mean, there are debates on what the slope of the line is going to be in podcast. There's no question where North is. It's going to grow exponentially.
Why?
Because people have always loved talk content. It's good for you, by the way. They've always loved talk content. But younger people consume it differently than people from my generation. And by the way, I continue to believe in talk. There'll always be shows, there'll always be episodes, and there'll always be ways to cut that into snippets for different attention spans and different intentions. And so we're in the middle of that, that whole thing getting mixed together, and where are we going to end up? One of the podcasts I'm really excited about is we announced in our last earnings call an association with Marvel. And, these guys, everything they touch just seems to be magic. They're creative geniuses. We're really excited about the effort they're putting forward. And I think what you're going to see is kind of what I just described. You're going to see an effort with Marvel kind of on a channel. You're going to see an effort with Marvel that's episodic. And you're going to see an effort with Marvel that's more podcast oriented. And then we'll put it out there and we'll see which way consumers go. The beauty is today, by the way, with the combination, we now have 100 million listeners. We have 38 million self-paying customers between both platforms in North America, another 65 million that are either in our free service in Pandora or in a trial somewhere with us in SiriusXM. Gives us tremendous leverage to take things and test them across and find out which way people enjoy them more. I think what we're going to find, they enjoy them multiple ways.
Right. And so we can expect that there's going to be a proliferation of podcasting, listening opportunities.
Yes.
Is there?
Yeah, we have a little bit of work to do to catch up on some of the technology side, and I think you'll see us very focused on that in the next 3 to 6 months.
What does that mean? What are you lagging in terms of technology? What do you need to do?
You need to be very good, and it's one thing I've learned in the last 9 months. Ad tech, advertising technology is crucial, and you need to be very good at it as it relates to particular.
So being able to insert different ads at different times in different ways.
We're great at it in music. We're great at it in music. We've got to transition that. Pandora never did it for spoken word. We've got to get that bridged in the next couple months.
Well, something we always have to talk to you about is just automotive in general and what you're seeing in terms of trends, both new, used, anything alarming to you? I know SAR's staying pretty much fairly high.
It's a great country.
It is.
I mean, I know with what's going on in Washington this week, it's hard to believe, but but it's the American customer, at least in our opinion, is really feeling really good right now. The car business is great, and sure, it's going to moderate between 17 million and 16.3. Do I like 17 better than low 16s? But even at low 16s, it's still fabulous. The business right now, I can tell you, is really good. I mean, what we're seeing kind of for what we saw in October, and my contacts in the car industry are still very, very bullish. The used market is really good right now. And so I just don't see, I'm not, maybe I won't see the wave, I don't know, but I'm just not worried about what that business looks like. When you look at the car business itself, the retail and wholesale inventories are in fabulous shape, which is always, a good sign of health to me. And so I don't see the storm clouds right now.
Right. And finally, we end every interview with the same question. You keeping Stern happy?
Keeping him happy, and we just love him. I don't know if you saw me. He opened our brand new studio out in Hollywood 3 weeks ago, and I think even Howard impressed himself with what a big star he is, because the quality of his shows and the lineup of stars that we had supported was outstanding. We're just, we love Howard, and we want Howard to be with us for as long as he wants to be there.
Quite a lucrative partnership for you both, hasn't it?
Thank you very much.